a senior advocate practicing in the civil courts as well as in the High Court. I got enrolled in 1972 and I was an academician. I worked in the university for 28 years teaching various subjects, and I am making a humble beginning in giving a lecture on art of cross-examination, which will be useful to civil and criminal advocates. First of all, cross-examination is an art as well as a science. It's an art because everyone cannot master the art of cross-examination. The success or failure of an advocate, either on the civil or the criminal side, is practicing the art of cross-examination. Any number of books or any number of reading journals will not take you anywhere. Cross-examination comes only by experience and not by reading books. First of all, it is also called a science for the simple reason that to be mastered, you should act like a scientist. You must have presence of mind, alertness and adroitness in presenting the cross-examination. To take you to the Evidence Act, section 125 to 128 of the Evidence Act speaks about the scope of examination. First and foremost is chief examination, that is propounding your case, and cross-examination is to destroy the case of the adversary point by point, fact by fact and document by document, and also bring out the inconsistencies and the contradictions in the evidence. A clever cross-examiner prepares his case beforehand and also tries to bring out the true facts. We follow the Madras system, where if you are not able to get positive answers, you must put it in the form of suggestions so that the court can act on possibilities and probabilities and decide the case accordingly. Coming to civil law, it is advisable to prepare the questionnaire looking into the pleadings, that is the plaint as well as the written statement, and also cover fact by fact and document by document and take advantage of the inconsistencies and the contradictions in the pleadings. And one more thing is important is now under the amended code of 2002, all chief examinations shall be by affidavit. When the affidavit is available to you, you prepare the questions in such a form that you trap the unwary witness with your clever cross-examination. And it is better you prepare a questionnaire so that you will not go at a tangent. Then, as far as the criminal law is concerned, of cross-examination, first and foremost is an advocate cross-examining a witness has to act like a psychologist. He has to study the psyche of the witness, because you have got different types of witnesses. One is a timid witness, one is a witness who speaks 50-50, another is a witness who tests the cross-examining capacity of the advocate, and fourth is a person who comes only to speak lies, and fifth is a person who is an idiot who cannot speak anything. So in that case, for example, a witness comes into the witness box and you are asked to cross-examine. What is the first thing you do? First you try to find out about what he is, what is his profession, and what he is doing, and what are his other activities, so that the witness goes into a sense of complacency and tries to give you positive answers which will help your case. Second foremost rule is that when you get a positive answer, for example, it is true sir, it is true and all, then in that case don't come to that question again, because you will be giving an opportunity to the witness to correct himself and ponder whether what he has spoken is true or false. And one more important factor that has to be taken into consideration is that a person who speaks the truth, you cannot shake that witness, but you have got various ways and means to find out what the truth is. And in that case what happens is the witness falls into your trap. Then there are various examples of cross-examination. It cannot be, for example, if you are in cross-examination, you must also know the various provisions of law under which the suit has been filed. For example, if it is a money suit, find out whether the document is properly executed, whether the date put is proper, whether there are material alterations, whether it comes under the case of forgery, so on and so forth. If you say it's a forgery, then you try to put a question, sir, this is not the way this witness signs or this person signs, you have forged the signature, you have copied the signature, it's not the genuine signature of a person. Then when we come to the cases of mortgage suits, normally the cross-examiner gives up the case when he is appearing for a defendant. When you are cross-examining a bank witness, please don't expect the bank witness to speak in your favor. You can take advantage of the cross-examination by cross-examining him on various aspects. To take an example, for example, under the Transfer of Property Act, more particularly Section 58F, the word used is mortgage by deposit of title deeds. The banker is also supposed to maintain a charge register called EM register, and whatever charges are created, they have to be entered in the charges register. And when the witness is in the witness box, you ask him to produce the charges register so that you can find out whether the charge has been properly registered or incorporated or not. And in various types of suits, various defenses are there. For example, in the law of contracts, you've got discharge of contract, doctrine of frustration, alterations, novation, so on and so forth. Then these provisions have to be clearly read out. Then if you take the Specific Relief Act, in Specific Relief Act also you've got various defenses. For example, you say that the contract has to be performed within a particular date. Then in that case, you put that date and say that you have not adhered to the terms of the contract, you have violated the terms of the contract, and you are not entitled to specific performance. And in case alternative and inconsistent pleadings are there, damages are also asked. They have to be clearly pleaded by the party. But in cross-examination, you can say, have you asked this or not? And if the witness says, I have not asked, for example, you will succeed in your cross-examination. These are few examples.